What's your favorite type of weather, Bob? I love sunny days with a cool breeze. What about you? I prefer mild weather, not too hot or too cold. Have you checked today's forecast? Yes, it's supposed to rain later. Do you like the rain? Sometimes, especially when I'm inside. Does it often snow here in the winter? Quite often. Do you enjoy snow? Yes, it's beautiful but can be inconvenient. Have you ever experienced a blizzard? A few times. It can get pretty intense. How do you feel about thunderstorms? They're exciting but a little scary. Have you ever seen a tornado? No, thankfully. I hope I never do. Do you prefer summer or winter? I'm more of a spring person. How about you? I enjoy autumn for its colors. Do you suffer from allergies in the spring? Yes, it's the worst time for me. Does the heat in summer bother you? Extremely. I can't stand extreme heat. Have you ever experienced a heat wave? Yes, last summer was brutal. Do you like to go to the beach on hot days? I do, but I prefer the pool. Are you into winter sports? Not really. I prefer indoor activities during winter. Do you ski or snowboard? I ski occasionally. Have you ever been caught in a rainstorm without an umbrella? Yes, more times than I'd like to admit. Do you own a raincoat? I do. It's essential here. Have you witnessed a hailstorm? A few times. They can be quite damaging. Do you have any tips for staying cool in a heat wave? Staying hydrated and using fans or air conditioning. How do you stay warm in a cold snap? Layering clothes and drinking hot beverages. Do you have a favorite season for fashion? Autumn, because I love wearing layers. Have you ever been to a place with a completely different climate? Yes, I visited a tropical island last year. It was a nice change. Do you adapt easily to different climates? Not really, it takes me a while. Have you ever experienced a drought? Yes, it's quite concerning. Do you think climate change is affecting our weather? Definitely, we're seeing more extreme weather patterns. Have you taken any steps to reduce your carbon footprint? I try to use public transport and reduce waste. Do you think renewable energy can help combat climate change? Absolutely, it's crucial for our future. Have you participated in any environmental conservation efforts? I've done some tree planting events. Are you worried about rising sea levels? Yes, especially for low-lying areas. Do you think our winters are getting warmer? It seems so. I've noticed less snow over the years. How do you feel about the increased frequency of natural disasters? It's alarming. We need to take action. Have you noticed changes in the timing of seasons? Yes, spring seems to come earlier now. Do you think people are becoming more aware of climate change? I hope so. Awareness is the first step to change. Have you made any changes to your home to make it more energy efficient? Yes, I've installed better insulation and energy efficient appliances. Do you recycle? I do, and I also compost. How do you conserve water? I've installed low-flow fixtures and collect rainwater for plants. Do you think electric vehicles will become the norm? I think so, especially as technology improves and prices drop. Have you used solar panels? Not yet, but I'm considering it. Do you think cities should invest more in green spaces? Definitely, they're vital for our well-being and the environment. Have you noticed any local wildlife changes due to weather patterns? Yes, some species are migrating earlier or arriving later. Do you think technology can solve our climate problems? It can help, but we also need behavioral changes. Have you ever experienced extreme fog? Yes, it can really disrupt travel. Do you prefer dry or humid climates? I prefer dry climates. Humidity makes me uncomfortable. Have you ever had to evaluate because of a weather event? No, thankfully. Have you? Once, due to a hurricane warning. It was frightening. Do you think we're prepared for the impacts of climate change? Not entirely. We need more planning and adaptation strategies. Have you noticed any changes in local flora due to weather changes? Yes, some plants are blooming at different times. How do you stay informed about the weather? I use a weather app on my phone. What's the most reliable source of weather information for you? I like to check the National Weather Service website. Do you have any emergency supplies for severe weather? Yes, I keep a kit with essentials like water, food, and a flashlight. How do you protect your home from potential weather damage? I make sure the gutters are cleaned and check the roof regularly. Have you ever helped with disaster relief? I've donated to relief efforts but haven't been directly involved. Do you think community efforts can make a difference in climate change? Definitely, local actions contribute to global solutions. Have you experienced a significant change in weather patterns over your lifetime? Yes, the extremes seem more pronounced now. Do you think future generations will face greater challenges with weather and climate? Unfortunately, yes, unless we make significant changes. Have you noticed any impact on agriculture in your area due to changing weather? Yes, some crops are not doing as well as they used to. Do you think water scarcity will become a more pressing issue? I do, especially in drought-prone areas. Have you taken any steps to conserve water? I try to use water efficiently and fix leaks promptly. Have you noticed any benefits from the changes you've made to reduce your carbon footprint? Yes, I've saved money on energy bills and feel better about my environmental impact. Do you think businesses should be held accountable for their contributions to climate change? Absolutely, they play a major role and should lead by example. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the challenges of climate change? Sometimes, but I try to focus on what I can control. Do you think renewable energy sources can eventually replace fossil fuels? I'm hopeful. With advancements and investment, it's possible. Have you noticed any improvement in air quality in your area? Yes, especially during the lockdowns when there were fewer vehicles on the road. Do you think public transportation should be improved to reduce carbon emissions? Definitely, it's key to reducing our overall carbon footprint. Have you ever been involved in community environmental projects? Yes, I've helped with local cleanup days. Do you think climate change education should be part of school curriculums? Yes, educating the next generation is crucial. Have you noticed any impact of climate change on water resources in your area? Yes, there have been water restrictions due to drought. Do you think we're doing enough to protect endangered species from climate change? Not yet. There's much more to be done. Have you changed your diet to reduce your environmental impact? I've reduced my meat consumption and buy local when possible. Do you think governments are taking climate change seriously enough? Some are, but there's still a lack of action globally. Have you ever felt a sense of community during a severe weather event? Yes, neighbors often come together to help each other out. Do you think advancements in weather forecasting have helped us prepare better for severe weather? Definitely, early warnings can save lives. Have you ever had a weather-related travel disruption? Yes, a snowstorm once canceled my flight. How do you think climate change will affect future generations? It's concerning. They'll face significant challenges if we don't act now. Have you noticed any patterns in weather extremes in recent years? Yes, it seems like extreme events are becoming more frequent and severe. Do you think there's still hope to mitigate the worst effects of climate change? I believe there is hope, but it requires immediate and sustained action. Have you ever experienced a weather event that made you more aware of climate change? Yes, a particularly severe hurricane season made it real for me. Do you think media coverage of weather and climate is adequate? It's improving, but there's still room for more in-depth coverage.